Everyone, welcome to the video. What we're looking at here is a server message, and this is going to be a video I make in conjunction with a previous video I made about these items, services, these online websites that are offering paid for services on games that don't allow it. So we get a message here for the server. It says, please be aware, real money trading RMT bots buying gold or items for real-world currency is prohibited, and any messages advertising such services are a scam. So we don't have here in this message by the server a permission to use these services. In other words, it's not being prohibited. It's being, in other words, a message that tells you that immediately MMO.net is not given permission. They don't have any authority to be doing this. This is simply a player base which chose to go into certain games without the company's permission of Panic Art Studios, and created their own website and start soliciting their services. Essentially, they buy your own gear at times and resell it to you, or they will do an unfair trade with you in games. Some of these are straight out scams, and they overcharge you for items that are not technically rare or uncommon, or that you would not be able to find. They're items that are common enough that if you know where to look in game, you'd be able to attain it. You might be able to even accomplish more running with your friends in game together online in some games, and trading what you find and come across with the right filter settings, helping each other out in the higher difficulties of the game to get these items, and going on an adventure to do so. But the gold that they offer you is really overpriced. The gold in this game is worth more than real world currency for what they're charging, and supposedly is supposed to be just a game. And exclusive content really is not exclusive. That's just a wordplay there, like they do with the hearts, and it's really manipulative and deceiving and deceptive in the way. They may have an affinity for the game, but the money that they make, the profits and the business that they created, does not benefit the directors, the creators, the architects of this game, the technicians, the artists, the staff, or the actual player base in the game for very long. I haven't heard anything from Panic Art Studios that said anybody's gotten banned in particular by MMO.net services, but that is totally up to Panic Art Studios if this service is being abused, or they find somebody doing something unfair in game. And the reason for it is that when you take a free-to-play game like this, it's supposed to have free competition. You'll have people like potentially from websites like in XTMO.net that take over the player base and infiltrate it in a way where they start managing the market prices, the trade prices in games for items, as well as control who goes on runs or joins guilds, for example. And what used to be a fair-to-play, free-to-play game will eventually become where you see these people who got alias names that are still part of these services and scams still be at the top of a leaderboard because they're using hacks and cheats to do so in game. So this becomes a problem in eventuality, that if we want to keep the game fair and give everybody an equal opportunity to experience the game for what it is from one season to the other, and to get the best experience and have some fun in game, we have to be careful of websites and paid services like this that are very much of the time scams. And all of their items are overpriced. It is not rare, and I'm telling you, it's not worth the potentiality of you getting banned from a game, and or maybe even facing legal issues if the people on like a receiving end of MMO.net go too far with this. It might become some kind of legality here where there might have to be some action being taken in eventuality, because they're essentially taking money from the player base, and or not just directly from the players, but profiting off of the company's business, the game that they created, their actual asset, which is Hero Siege. They're utilizing for profitability. I don't know how long this has been going on for. I could assume it's been going on for many years. As long as I've been playing the game, I've seen advertisements for services in Hero Siege in particular, and this is on every channel. I don't need to show you because I just know it's there. Go ahead, check the top drop box of your window, change the state, the country, region that you're in. You're going to see more soliciting services, and this is on every channel, every box out there. That's how confident I am about this. Go check out a previous video I had which talks about this again, and this is not fair to the player base in eventuality. Maybe even current circumstances for some of you trying to get up on the leaderboard, or a lot of you that are having trouble and in game with trading with other players and realizing that the prices that they're selling things for in game are astronomical compared to what they were just a few seasons ago. And some of you may have a very bad experience with xtmmo.net and know what I'm talking about, where you're overpaying for gear or gold, and or you may have the potential to probably get banned, and or even if we're getting warnings like this, if there's anything obvious, if we're supporting this, the company itself, is not using their real names or anything like that, so they're trying not to be accountable for anything. And so who are we to play with players like this potentially that are from paid for services and that don't tell us that they are, and can potentially ruin the market, the trading for players, who gets in leagues and who gets in guilds, and the overall experience of the game like this can shift. I've seen it happen in other MMO, mass multiplayer online games, where services like this have taken over the servers, and they do it in such a way that they're more discreet about it, and if they're discreet about it enough and they're quiet and they keep off the radar, they can get away with it for quite some time and even take over entire servers for multiple regions. And that is something that MMO is striving to do currently. Thank you so much for tuning in. I just want to let you all know that we finally got a disclaimer against online paid services for Hero Siege. I'll make sure to keep you informed in the near future about any important changes, updates to the game, and I appreciate everybody watching. I look forward to your comments, any suggestions you may have for me in the video. Until the next time, I hope to see you in Hero Siege.